And let's put it into perspective. By the way, like, comment, subscribe, follow. I had to just get up, sit up out of bed to tell you all this. You need to understand that 1 year ago, I was in this same room, in this same bed, addicted to drugs, drinking every day, seeing demons outside my window. My entire reality was filled with self-hate, maybe a little bit over a year ago, because like a year ago I was already starting to make music, and that really when I was turning my poetry into music, utilizing AI to make music, it first of all, it stopped me from doom scrolling constantly. I was for 5 years almost stuck in a loop of constantly, all I watched was conspiracy videos, and I'm using the word conspiracy for lack of a better term, and I was stuck in this vortex of darkness on the internet. Darkness, 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 which manifested at that time into intense self-hate, intense self-hate. The way that I spoke to myself a year and a half ago was so brutally terrible. Like I hated myself, and I told myself constantly that I hated myself. And any kind of self-deprecating words that I could tell myself, I told myself, because I really believed that about myself at that time. And not only just from, which I truly believe was not just from drug addiction and alcoholism, which of course had a huge factor in that, but it was the content and the information and what I was constantly consuming that was affecting me and leading me to be in this dark state of mind constantly. So when I started to make music, I stopped doing all that stuff on social media, and I was kind of learning the pattern of myself. I was seeing that all these things that I was writing for years and years, poetry that I was writing for years, that was all in my iPhone notes, all of it was coming true, and I was very baffled by this. I learned through the process of doing that what I was writing was becoming reality. And I had this moment of clarity, you could call it, or like this realization, and I reference this song all the time because I think it's so spooky, like voodoo kind of spooky, but like real. And it's ironic because I'm the kind of person who was in the conspiracy loop, who I was just very aware of these patterns, and I looked at them from a dark lens. Anyway, so I was making this song Wake Up Alina. Obviously my name's Alina. And midway through that song, I realized this. Something clicked in my brain, and I was like, okay, if I've been all sad all this time and writing all this negative stuff, let me just start writing positive things. Let me start being delusionally happy and just see what happens. And a month later, I got sober. You know, I have 9 months sober as of a couple days ago. Anyways, and it's like I have not been able to unsee the reality of the power of my words. So when I'm telling you all to speak positivity into your life, to speak the life that you want, to really create, you are the creator of your own universe. God, the universe, spirit, whatever you believe in, when we speak, when we pray, when we speak out loud, you know, it might not be the exact thing that we're speaking out loud, but that energy that we're putting out into the universe, whatever energy that we're speaking out into the universe, whatever energy that we're saying out loud, we're attracting back into our vortex, into our life, into our, you know, just reality, really. So once I realized this, and I just started to write delusionally happy things, because I was like, if all the things that I've been writing for my entire life was coming true, why don't I just try something else? Why don't I just hack the game of life, hack the game of reality, hack life somehow? And it worked, you know, and my life is completely different today, you know. And that doesn't mean that like I'm all of a sudden like cured or healed, or I'm not a human or person or whatever that doesn't have like negative thoughts. Like, that's really a big reason why I'm making this video right now. Like, I can get negative thoughts in my brain, but how do I switch that? I switch that by speaking out loud the life that I want, the life that I desire, the life that is already mine if I claim it to be with my words, you know? And how do we actualize the reality for us? Because if everything's coming and speaking it, you know, we have to actualize our reality by the actions that we take. Once we're living life, you know, kind of the universe just kind of aligns and everything works out in our favor. Everything works out in my favor all the time. The universe loves me, bro. The universe loves you too. So as a former fentanyl addict, as a former meth addict, as a you know, as a former now sober alcoholic, I'm a sober person now, you know, free from the constraints of addiction in recovery, you know, somebody once told me recently, actually, and I love this analogy, shout out Paxton, actually, I think you're the one that said this, that recovery, the life of recovery is recovering the things that we lost. And I I'm so grateful for life constantly fulfilling my needs, you know, and my desires and my wants, and for this beautiful life that I get to live, and for this amazing, amazing, amazing self-realization that I get to share with the world, because I know all of that darkness and all of that shit I went through so that I could help you guys all get out of it and we can all see the light. That's why Alina means illuminate, duh. So I love you. 69 Live Step Baddies. Speak the life that you want into existence. More to come.